The flying had to be cancelled this morning because of low cloud. Was that as forecast, or was
absolutely
that a bit of a
as forecast? Yeah. Anyway, more about Carol Vorderman. We want to know about that first.
For heaven's sake! Right. Good night. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much indeed for watching. We're at the I'll ignore him. We're here at the newly opened International Bomber Command Centre in Lincoln. Guests are coming in now for the evening concert, which I just mentioned, which is going to be hosted by Carol Vorderman. Well, perhaps the most famous of the Bomber Command raids, of course, was the Dam Busters, who flew from RAF Scampton, just a few miles north of here. The last British Dam Buster is George Johnny Johnson. He is a remarkable man. He is 96. I met him yesterday. Mr. Johnson, 19 Lancaster bombers from Bomber Command were involved. You lost more than a third of your own men. How did you feel about the scale of the losses?
At the time, absolutely devastated. On that night when we found out how many were missing, absolutely devastating. And the bars in the messes were open, and yes, drinking was going on, but I'm quite convinced it wasn't because of the success of the raid. It was in desperation for the people that wouldn't be coming back to join us again there. The commiseration was there, and I'm sure it was felt by every one of us that was still there. I didn't drink in those days, so I wasn't involved in that bit of it. But
after the war, Churchill didn't thank Bomber Command. He thanked others, and also no campaign medal. Were you angry with Churchill?
Yes. Not for that particular part, that part of the raid, but more particularly for his almost non-recognition of Sir Arthur Harris, the Chief of Bomber Command at that stage, who all the Bomber Command air crews thought was a great leader, and they were right behind him all the time. But I think the chief objection was on the Dresden, for the Dresden raid, when Sir Arthur said no, he didn't want to do it. There was no military advantage, and all we'd be doing was start fires. But Churchill insisted and said a raid must take place. So we went, and it was a Holocaust. And you know, the international reaction to what we'd done was not very pleasant. Churchill said it was Harris's fault. He decided to do it. He struck me as being the sort of man that if he had a good idea about what might end the war, or help the war, he'd see the top person in that particular area. And if it came off, it was my idea. If it didn't, it was your fault, it's gone wrong, that's it. And that was the way I felt about him.
Between 42 and 45, obviously you did great work. You and your crew were responsible for the deaths of many civilians, and you know, as you've said, some have criticised. When you look back, is there any regret or guilt?
No. No. When on any raid, no, I go back to a little bit earlier. I joined the Air Force for a sort of personal hatred of Hitler and what he was doing to this country at that stage. The bombing that they were doing over here, all the chaos they were causing and so on. That was what convinced me that I ought to get, by the time I got into this war, and did something about it. And that thought was always with me.
John, it is a great honour to meet you and see you here in Lincoln. Have a great day.
Thank you very much indeed. And might I just say about this particular area, about the International Bomber Command Centre. To me, it's the finest and most personal memorial in the country. During the war, when we came back, when you got to Lincoln Cathedral, and you could see Lincoln Cathedral from somewhere away, you were home. To me, all those names on that wall now, they're all home in name. And those names will last, obviously, as long as the walls last and as long as the names last. for all the future generations to see the numbers that were involved in the tragedies and the great satisfaction and salvation we owe to those people's work and what they did.
What an incredible guy, Johnny Johnson, talking to me yesterday. Got a couple of guests here who are in for the concert tonight. First of all is Jennifer. You got on the front row as well tonight.
Yes, yes, I'm very lucky.
You are very lucky.
Yeah.
What do you make of the spire and the memorial?
It's very impressive and a remarkable piece of architecture, and a great honour for it to be here to mark the amount of what these veterans done for us.
And Shannon, your granddad was in the RAF, in fact, several generations.
3 generations, yeah. And I'm a really close friend with Steve Darla, who's a bomber command historian, which is awesome.
And what does it mean to you, the whole memorial here?
It's amazing, really. It's really just feels really good to be able to show all their amazing work in such an amazing place and centre and
Do you like the spire?
I think it's awesome. Yeah, I think it really commemorates everything that they've done for us. So, yeah.
I love that it's you can see it from so far away.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, I'll let you both take your seats and enjoy the concert. Thank you very much. I would just say it is the tallest war memorial in the country. Nikki Barr, we saw her a few minutes ago on the film. She is the chief executive of the Bomber Command Centre. What sort of day has it been for you?
It's been fantastic. Obviously, we could all hope for better weather. It's been a little on the nippy side. I don't know about you, but I'm wishing I had thermals in place. But actually,
emotional day.
Really emotional. Lots of mixed emotions. A lot of happiness.
All right.
300 enormous smiles on the veterans' faces.
Well, thank you very much indeed for hosting us as well and letting us be here today.
It's been our absolute pleasure.
Enjoy your evening. So after many years of fundraising and construction on a hill in Lincoln, in the site of Lincoln Cathedral, which was often the last thing that the crews would see when they left Lincolnshire, and of course too many of those crews never saw that cathedral again. Thank you for watching, and just a reminder, we'll be back at 10:30.
Let him have it right on the chin.
If they said they weren't frightened, they were telling lies. I think everybody was frightened, but we dare not show it.
This is where it belongs, in bomber country, as you say. Lincolnshire was full of them.
Bless this centre, that it may honour their courage and cherish their memory. Bless those who will visit this place, that their understanding may be deepened, so that all may work for justice and peace.
It's just so privileged to be back.
It all needs to be remembered because so many people gave and sacrificed their lives for this nation.